you through my hair styling routine, and this morning I tried to film myself doing my hair in the bathroom, and it was kind of hard. It's close quarters in the bathroom, but I'm hoping that some of those clips turn out so that this is not just a video of me talking about products, but you can see how I actually use those products. I am definitely not the best at doing my hair, I will admit that right up front, but I found some products and some tools that work amazingly, and I've learned some tips from professional hairstylists, and I'm hoping that since those tips were helpful for me, that they might be also helpful for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with my tip number one, and this is what I do right when I get out of the shower. For a very long time, I used a microfiber hair towel, and I've learned though that for people with frizzy hair, which is what I have, or curly hair, unmanageable hair, that microfiber almost snags, I don't know if that's the exact word, but it does cause a little bit more texture. So I've since been using a Hubalou, and this is made out of bamboo fibers, and it's incredibly soft and smooth, and this helps to smooth your hair in the drying process. You're still getting all the drying benefits from, a microfiber or a terry cloth hair towel, but this is also helping smooth. So I put this on right after I get out of the shower, and then I brush my teeth, do my skincare routine, and put on my makeup, and all during that time my hair is drying, and then I will take it down out of the Turby Twist and start out with my first couple of products. I first used the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day. This is a 5-in-1 styling treatment. It is a cream texture, and I love this. I started using this in January of this year. I've already gone through a full-size bottle, and I was actually going into Sephora to repurchase it, and this was a point perk, so now I'm using this. And I don't put a lot of this in, and I focus it mainly from my ears down. It does a ton of different things. I mostly use it for the smoothing aspect and that it acts as a heat protectant, because I am going in with a lot of different heat tools. If I was going to tell you my main hair concerns, it would be frizz, lack of volume, and lack of texture. I just have very fine, straight hair that just hangs limp. So to help with the volume part, I use the Alterna. This is from their bamboo line, and it's called the Weightless Whipped Mousse. And this is a medium hold mousse. It does give a nice amount of volume. If you want serious volume, if you have watched me for a very long time and you remember my big hair days, for that I use the Aquage uplifting foam, and that is serious stuff, and it leaves your hair a little bit tacky, but it works phenomenally. But now I'm into I just don't want my hair sitting on my scalp. I just want a tiny bit of lift, and for that, this works perfectly. So I focus this on my crown. I just spray it into my palm of my hand and then work it into my crown. And then the next thing, this is one of my all-time favorite tools. This is the Tangle Teaser, and I use this to brush through and really disperse the product through evenly. Now I'm gonna get into blow drying, and this next tip is for anybody with bangs. A hairstylist told me once that when people go to blow dry their hair, their natural inclination is to blow dry all over, get everything bone dry, and then go in and style the bangs. And he said it's actually better to leave the rest of your hair wet and blow dry and style your bangs first. So what I do is I take the blow dryer and I just kind of rough dry my bangs, and then I take a round brush and brush them under just once. And then I go in and rough dry again. And what works for me, even though I end up pushing my bangs to the side, I blow dry them like they're gonna be straight across. And that helps so that you don't get that kind of like weird curve to your bangs. I don't know, it just seems to work for me. So I blow dry them straight across, and then the very last thing after I'm done with all of my hair styling is that I push them over to the side and then hairspray them into obedience. And once I'm done with my bangs, I go ahead and blow dry the rest of my hair. I don't use a brush, I just use my finger and kind of rough dry and just make sure that it's perfectly dry before I go in with my curling iron. A few people have asked about my haircut, so after I finished drying, I took a quick clip of the back of my hair. That way you can see that really all my haircut is a bunch of choppy layers. And since I have so many layers, it works best for me to work in sections. That way I'm making sure I'm not missing anything. And the main sections I work in are right above my ear, at my temple, and then I finish up with my crown. And to clip my hair away, I love clips like these. The pink ones are from the Sephora House brand. I have yellow ones from, why do I want to say Bobble Bar? It's not Bobble Bar. Dry Bar. Dry Bar is where the yellow ones are from. These just work really well and make sure that hair doesn't fall down. And then to curl my hair, I've been using the T3. This is the Whirl convertible iron, and T3 sent this to me, and when they sent it to me, it had this tapered barrel on it. And the coolest thing about this is that with a very easy click to unlock, you can change out the barrels. So this tapered one gives you a beachy look, which I like, but I really like a more uniform. So I bought this one. This is the 1-inch straight barrel, and this is what I use today. I did not do anything fancy, but what I like so much about this, other than that it's really pretty, is that you get very uniformed heat, so I feel like the waves last a long time. So you can see that it has fallen some since I curled it this morning, but it's still definitely there, and even when I sleep on it overnight, The next day, I almost think that the second day, I like the waves even better. They relax a little bit. They look beautiful if I want to put it in dry shampoo. It also is a great base if I want to do a really voluminous ponytail. So I did take some clips of me using this. It's nothing fancy. It's nothing you haven't seen before, but I do like to take different amounts of hair. So when I'm working up at the front near my face, I take 1-inch sections. And when I get further back, I might do like a 1.5 or 2-inch section just so it doesn't take me so long. But I do this before work. Today it took me a little bit longer because I was having to worry with my camera and being in shot, but on a normal day this takes a few minutes, and I love that the curls last for more than just a single day. I like to break everything up with my fingers, and a lot of times I'll use the Josh Rosebrook Styling Cream Medium Hold. This I bought in the summer, but it looks like I bought it last week. I have barely put a dent in this. I just like to lightly coat my fingertips. That way when I'm breaking up all the waves, it's helping them to be a little bit piecey. I also twirl the bottoms again to help with the pieciness. I think this thing is gonna last me for forever since I use so little of it. So once all the waves are broken up, I go in with my other secret weapon. This is from Conair. I think I got it at CVS, but it is a teasing comb. And the only place I tease is right here at the crown. I don't know, it's so flat right there. So I just take just 2 sections and lightly back comb with this comb, and it doesn't give a huge amount of teasing. It's not looking like I have a bump it back there, but it does help lift the hair off my scalp, which I really like that look. So this, just a couple dollars at the drugstore, but I think it makes a huge difference. Some days that's all I'll do, and then I'll just go ahead and hairspray and be done. But if you're like me and you really struggle with having no texture, texturizing sprays are just as amazing as everybody says they are. My favorite most repurchase is the Bumble & Bumble BB Thickening Dry Spun Finish Spray. This is amazing for adding really airy texture to your hair. I just lift up the length of my hair and spray it in and then scrunch it up. I love the look, and I've repurchased that many times. The one I think works the best is from Oribe, and this is the Dry Texturizing Spray. This thing is serious business, and while I think it works a little bit better than the Bumble & Bumble, this one feels like I have product in my hair, which some days I'm going for that, and other days it just kind of makes me feel like I want to wash my hair. So this one I try to save for more special occasions because it does add a lot of grit and grip to your hair. So texturizing sprays are awesome, and I would really recommend both these. I think the finer your hair is, the more I would recommend the Bumble & Bumble over the Oribe. I have made a lot of videos over the years, and I've tried a lot of products, and there are very few products that I loved in my first video that I still use today, but my hairspray is one of those. And I think I've tried every hairspray on the market, but I always come back to this one. This is the Kenra Volume Spray number 25. This is absolutely amazing. If you have hard to curl, hard to manage hair, I cannot recommend this enough. And one thing that I learned from Kate from the Small Things blog, which is a hair tutorial blog, she has fantastic tutorials, is that if you want really touchable, movable waves, but you still need hairspray, is to actually move your head back and forth when you're spraying your hairspray. I didn't demo this because I didn't want to get hairspray all over my camera, but really all I do is just kind of shake my head back and forth when I'm spraying this in. My waves last for forever, but they still have some movement and are still really touchable. The sun is very quickly setting, so I'm going to end with my last tip. And everything I just talked about is what I did today, but tomorrow I'll just use a dry shampoo and get a second day out of all of this. My 2 favorite are the One Love Organics Healthy Locks. If you prefer a powdered formula, this is my favorite, and if you like a spray one, I really like the Claron. This is the dry shampoo with oat milk. And the thing I learned about dry shampoo, at first I really didn't like them, but when I applied them, I was immediately going in and massaging. Now I apply them right when I get up in the morning, and then I do everything else. I make breakfast, I read, I brush my teeth, I do my makeup. The very last thing before I go out the door is me massaging them in and brushing it out. And I really think that giving them time to soak up the excess oil, that's what's gonna make your hair feel really fresh. So I love both of these, and I know I talked about a ton of products, but as always, I will have everything listed down below, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave those for me. I really appreciate you watching, and I will be back with a new video very soon.